Toffee is probably one of the most basic candy recipes that you can make, but there's actually a few things that you need to know before you make it so that it's successful and tastes amazing every time. Let me teach you how to make toffee today. Nothing better. I don't care who you are. Do I have chocolate on my face? What is up, you guys? It is Carly here, and you're officially cooking with Carly. To make your toffee, you actually only need 3 ingredients: sugar, butter, and a little bit of vanilla. I like to put some melted chocolate and some crushed almonds on top, but that's totally optional. To make the actual toffee, though, this is all you need. We need equal parts butter and sugar with a little bit of vanilla at the end, which honestly is probably optional, but I like that little vanilla kick to my toffee. And I told you that there's a few things you need to know to make your toffee successful, and I happen to know these things because I have failed at making toffee so many times over the last year. But I have to say that I have finally perfected it, and I figured out exactly what you need to do so that it is successful every single time, and I'll teach you all of my tips. First thing we need to do is get our butter and sugar into a heavy bottomed saucepan. So I'm going to head over to my stovetop and get that going. Hey, Dad, let's do it. I've got my saucepan here. We're going to heat on low. I'm just going to add the butter and sugar to the pan. 1 cup butter, 1 cup sugar. And now we're just going to stir this until the butter is melted and it starts boiling. On low heat, you can turn it up a little bit to like medium low. It'll go a little bit faster that way, but you want it on low so that that sugar fully dissolves into the butter. If you heat the butter and sugar too fast, the butter and sugar will stay separated instead of combining into one liquid. So this will take a little bit of time here. The butter is almost all melted here. I'm going to continue stirring until the butter is completely melted, and then the mixture will start to boil and it will turn this nice creamy white color. And once it is boiling and it's white and creamy, we're going to take the spatula out and we're going to not stir at all and just let it boil and do its thing. The butter and sugar are completely combined now, and now it's boiling. It's like a rolling boil. So now is the point where I'm just going to take out my spatula and let it boil on its own. So come closer and take a peek to see what this looks like. This is super important to just let it boil and not touch it. Don't stir it here. It needs to just do its thing. I ruined a lot of batches of toffee by stirring at this point. If you stir, then the water from the butter can't evaporate, and then the butter and sugar end up separating right at the very end, and it's heartbreaking. So just let it boil, and we're going to let it boil here until the color changes. So keep an eye on it. The color will change from white to that, almond brown color of toffee. And at that point, we will add in the vanilla, give it a quick stir, and then pour it onto our prepared pan here with the parchment paper. While we're waiting for our toffee to change color here while it's boiling, do me a favor and like this video if you're enjoying it. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my new recipe videos, and comment below and let me know. What should I have them let me know? It's starting to change color. So hard crack is about 300 degrees. And so I'm just taking the temperature without stirring it using my instant read thermometer. Comes in handy with so many different things. So we're about there. Taking it off the heat, I'm going to add in this vanilla, give it a quick stir, and then I'm just going to pour this onto my prepared pan here. I'm going to let the toffee sit and cool and harden for about 3 to 5 minutes, and I'll sprinkle on the chocolate chips. Let them sit for about 5 minutes, and then the heat from the toffee will melt the chocolate chips, and then we can just spread it smooth. And then that is going to either sit on your counter or tossed in the fridge until everything is nice, cold, and hard. And then we can just cut it to break it up into bite-sized pieces. I'm just gonna sprinkle the chocolate chips on top. All right, mostly melted. Let's spread this around on top of the toffee. So I'm putting crushed almonds on top, crushed, chopped, blended, whatever, almonds. They're little almond pieces. You can put pecans, walnuts, anything like that. I like the almonds because it reminds me of almond rokas, and I really like almond rokas. Half my family likes them with, half without, so I usually only put nuts on half. I'm going to let this sit until the chocolate hardens back up, and then we'll break it into pieces and get to eating it. Our toffee has been hanging out in the fridge for about 30 minutes or so, so I'm going to pull it out, and we can just use a sharp knife to cut it into bite-sized pieces, and we're done. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm so excited. I love toffee so much. So I'm just going to use a sharp knife and cut this into small pieces. It will kind of just break on its own too. And then you can package it up, give it to people for a gift, eat it all yourself. That's probably what's gonna happen over here. And this is like my 4th time making toffee, like in the last 2 weeks. So we've had our fair share of toffee, but this recipe is solid and ready for you. Do you want to come close up this? Now you know how easy it really is to make toffee in your kitchen. If I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. Just follow all my tips, all of my little pointers here and there, and you will be successful making toffee in your kitchen. Okay, can I tell you what I love about toffee? Is that it's like super hard, but you know, like a sucker, how it's like it's gonna break your teeth? It's just like falls apart when you bite into it. Nothing better. I don't care who you are. Do I have chocolate on my face?